We do want to be live
You sure?
and public, and we are both now. We're live and public. Hey, Miss Sue,
Okay.
how are you today? Or just
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's
Good.
sorry for the late start. We lost the power and the internet out here. We had a massive lightning and storm. I think I was just telling you before we jumped on. It was just right in front of me here. It was so close. It literally shook. I've never actually seen lightning come so close to anywhere I actually was in my entire life.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a little scary. It is so freaking loud when it's that close. Holy cow.
And you're the north end. On the south end, we had nothing. We had a few rumbles of thunder. We didn't even have rain down where I live. So when I was looking at the news, I'm like, flooding in North Myrtle Beach. I'm like, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
bad weather. They're saying it was the worst lightning some people have seen all summer. So,
wow.
so
For me, it was Jacqueline was getting her hair cut over at the new mall here at the North End, and
mhm.
she had to kind of stay inside because water was coming in the doors, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, not like pouring in, but it
Right.
was definitely raining hard.
Well, anyway, let me
Anyway,
just
yeah.
do a brief intro of who we are for those joining us. I put the links out on Facebook for people to join us live. We are, Pierre Rattini is my co-partner there. Pierre runs MB Buzz, uh, Biz Buzz Media, rather.
Oh, both.
Yeah, that's right. And Susan Lucas with Real Estate Tech Tips and Training. And this is our QFF, which is Quick Fire Fridays, now on Thursday.
I love that actually.
So we were doing these Fridays at noon, and we had some feedback from agents that it wasn't really a great time for most people. So we put it here at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. We're going to try this. Hopefully everyone could just put us on and kick back with whatever the cup of coffee, a drink, whatever they want, and chill out and relax. And we're just going to talk about real estate and technology and things out in the field right now. I know that the real estate market is still very busy down here in Myrtle Beach, so that's a good thing. I think what we'll do is recap. If you want to recap for what we did last week, and anybody can, if you anybody wants to catch any of our past QFF, if you want to show them where it is, you want to show on your screen the
Sure. Yeah.
website, give them a
Let me pop
website
that up.
address,
Let
like
me
that.
pop her up. Let me pop her up. Share that.
Yeah,
Let
if
me
you
know
just
when
go
you
to,
let me know when you can see the screen.
I see your Facebook page. Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, all of these are in two places. I'll just show you the easiest place to get to. If you just go to mbbuzz.com, and right under the real estate tab now, I've actually added a couple things. If you go to QFF and you scroll down, you can go to the YouTube channel, of course. They're all posted there as well. And if you scroll down here, that's the most recent one, the one we did last week.
And they're by topic right there. They're
yeah,
easy
yeah,
to find. And
yeah,
so you
yeah,
want to pick which one to listen to.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. So they're all there for you, and yeah, so that's cool.
So
And
good.
we were gonna talk about or do a recap. I'm sorry, on kind of what we spoke about last week. We were
Right.
kind of talking about Facebook, right? I mean, in respect to, from a realtor's perspective, kind of there's your personal profile and a business page, and that we think you should have both, and that you should try and predominantly use your business page for your business and your personal for your
Correct.
personal. It's okay if they cross a little bit, but we also mentioned that your Facebook business page is the main place and only place that you can really run a Facebook ad. And so if you start getting into the Facebook ad platform, if you want to see a little bit of what that looks like and kind of some examples, we did a little bit at the end of the last hangout showing you that. And then we talked about the importance of things like scheduling and how to schedule posts so that you're not sitting there worrying about doing this every moment of the day. In fact, we don't
Right.
recommend you sit there every moment of the day, right?
Right. Right. These are just, again, all these social media things, you can get suckered into these big time, but you really just, use them as a real estate tool. And if you schedule, as we were discussing earlier, Pierre and I were talking, and I actually, like anything, you have a marketing plan. I have a social media plan, so that, like I said, usually on Sundays or Mondays, I'm planning what I'm going to do for the week. And I actually have a spreadsheet, so I know where I'm going to do what. You know, I'm going to be on Facebook, I'm going to be on Twitter, what I'm going to do on LinkedIn, you know, and some other social media things as well. What I'm going to do on YouTube, if I'm going to do video that week. So if you schedule it just like you schedule an appointment, it won't get overwhelming, and you can kind of, and especially with the Facebook, having been able to schedule things ahead of time, that just really makes it so much easier.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Let me
anybody
get,
who wants to see about Facebook, we did that last week, so you can catch that up on the YouTube channel. I think tonight we're going to discuss a little bit more about, keep it on the line of social media, some of the other tools out there. Everyone probably has heard of Twitter. I don't know how many agents actually, I probably have an account, but they don't really use it a lot. So we thought we'd kind of talk about, again, how to use Twitter to the best usage of your time and trying to get leads, and how to maybe do some quick searches and things like that. So
sure. Yeah. Is the page up there
I'll
now?
just mention a few things, and I see your Twitter page up. So
Okay.
you, for most people, the first thing is, of course, start an account. Once you start that account, make sure you create a profile and create your banner and what your logo is, and get that on there. So that becomes your sort of like your signature across. And I mean, I kind of agree with most of the marketers around that everything you're doing on Facebook, everything should have that same kind of look and feel. So like, you know, you have your logo, it's across everything. Realtors should have the same thing. Don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So, and they can create that on their own when they, you know, it could just be as simple as just your photo. If you're going to use a photo, you know, with a picture of the beach or something. Yeah, I mean, anything, it should become yours. People recognize who you are.
Yep.
So you should definitely create your profile initially.
Yep.
And once you get going with that, then Pierre, if you don't mind demonstrating, since you've got that open, you know, someone brand new, what would you recommend? I'm a new agent. I just started. I'm getting on Facebook, and I'm going to start. What do I need to do? What's the first thing I need to do after I've set it up?
Well,
How do I get people?
well, you know, it's a challenge, no matter which of the social channels you're on. My recommendation is, as an example, this MB Buzz page is. I think we've had it for a couple of years, but we really only started doing anything with it in a sort of a consistent way, probably within the last 6 months. Just like other people, we've kind of focused more on our Facebook stuff and our Google Plus, but we decided to start focusing more on this. We have several pages, but this is our company branding. We started to focus on this page, and you can see we got a whole 138 followers. We've done it all 100% organically. We have not, you know, gone out and bought followers or anything like that. So here's what's worked for us, even though it's been, you know, I don't know how excited anybody would be over 138 followers, but what I can tell you is,
well, are those, can I ask you a question? Are those
yeah.
targeted followers? Are those people you know, people you want to have you follow? Yeah.
We didn't invite anybody. I wanted to
Okay.
build this and just see what we could do with just sort of taking sort of the organic approach, you know, without running ads at it or anything like that. And so these every single post here has been it's a shared post of our, you know, like we share material of other people's content that we like, and everybody that's out of those 138, because all we've ever shared is things that have to do with either business, how to be a more organized, time management, marketing, anything related to sort of running your real estate business or running your business. And I would be very surprised if out of that 138 that there aren't, that 120 of them are for sure in our niche market, and interested in the sort of the material that we're pushing out, because we're not really doing anything but a very focused sort of topics around a particular topic. So you know, you can post right in Twitter, but often what we do is ways to connect, like from your Facebook to Twitter and stuff like that. So you can, post a post on Facebook, and then it will automatically feed into Twitter. There are apps for that, and that's a nice way to do it. So if you're not really doing much on Facebook or not much on Twitter right now, that might be a good way to kind of start the process. Get your page set up, put your branding on there, get your descriptions and things like that, and then with what you're currently doing on Facebook, you can share those posts into Twitter. I'll tell you here's the reason we started to sort of take a more serious run at Twitter again. In the organic standpoint anyway, is Twitter lost favor with Google a while ago, and just recently, within probably right about 6 months ago, they announced, or Google and them announced, that they were sort of back in everybody was going to be friends again, and that Google was going to start indexing Twitter posts and things like that, meaning you would get a little bit of SEO benefit again from doing that. Well, it's so easy to post in Twitter, and of course, when you post links and they're pushing back to your website and various things like that, we decided it was time to get back into doing Twitter again. So that's kind of what we did. And some of the examples you'll see here on my post. One of the things I do recommend is that you put your website link in here, and things like that, so that people can actually connect to you and stuff like that. Like on our analytics on the back end of our website, and I think we just redid our website just recently. Just just rebranded the whole thing this past 2 weeks ago, and we do not get the majority of our traffic from Twitter, but the irony of it is we do get a lot more than the 138 people you see here. So it's still early to say exactly how much of a benefit, but we're going to continue. I'm very pleased with what I'm seeing so far, and I'll tell you the other thing that we're doing that I'm super excited about. Twitter ads are quite new in comparison to, for example, Facebook ads. It's even funny to say that Facebook ads is starting to get old. It's not getting old, but it's been around long enough that the prices are starting to come up a little bit. Still absolutely love it, but Twitter is kind of like the price points and the value that you could get with Facebook several years ago, and the targeting's very good and strong, and so we're running ads in the Twitter platform, and we're seeing some really exciting things there too. So I would encourage realtors to use it because the targeting is excellent. I'll give you an example, like up here in the search
before
bar.
We go there,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Before you go into that's right. Well, because I want to make sure, because especially for people that are watching this and don't have a Twitter account. So on the upper left-hand side where you have your MB Buzz and all your information, how does one get that over there? If you're just starting your account, where do they go to put all that information in? How does that appear there?
Yeah, so if you click on your picture up here at the top, you'll have if you scroll down through here, you'll see a thing called settings. And if I click on settings, there's all these little tabs here on the left. And and then so for example, when I click on I don't want to open something that has something I don't want people to see.
Right.
Design. Sorry, I'm sitting and looking around. Under design, you can certainly pick from one of the pre-made things. You see these a lot on Twitter. A lot of people use these pre-made ones, but you can also upload your own, right? And then under the let's see here. I've set this up a while ago. I haven't actually been back in here. Let's see, widgets. Can't remember if there's anything in widgets. I don't think there is. Maybe it's under.
Okay, so evidently there's a lot of stuff in that setting up the profile that they can customize.
Yeah, there is, and I'm trying to remember how we got that there, and for the life of me can't remember where that's done. I thought it was in design, but
Well, the profile, I'm just trying to, I'll go look at mine.
Like you can see, I chose this as my background, this solid black kind of with a
Right.
little thing on it. But I'm trying to find where. Here, we'll just go through it quickly. If there's anything, we'll pass card order mobile. I'm trying to remember how the heck to get to this, because that's actually kind of a very important part. And since I did that probably over a year ago, or well, maybe a year ago, or just under a year ago, but
Right.
I don't see your Twitter data. Cancel.
Oh, I think I see. I see it on mine. If you are probably, I don't know if I see it on yours. Click on your banner. There you go. And you see over to the right there, it says edit profile.
On the right.
Under your MB Buzz on the logo.
There we go. See, they moved that. That used to be in that drop down. This is new. So there you go. Change your header photo.
Yep. And that's where you can put all that in there. Yep.
And this is where I was saying, make sure you put your, here's what I wanted to share as well, is make sure you put your, the http:// in front of your domain. And this is in the description part. And then I also have it, again, they automatically link it from here, but I do recommend you put it here as well. So if somebody takes the time to read your little snippet, we do get, we get traffic from this. So, thanks for finding that, Sue. I was sitting there going, where did they move it? Where did they move it? See, no matter who you are, the one thing I can guarantee is things will change from the last time you look at some things. And since I haven't looked at that for a while, it's changed. They moved it in a completely different spot that I remember anyway. And then you can design these kinds of headers, or have somebody design one for you. And for us, you can see, what we're trying to attract, but that's what it's kind of all about. And if you go through each one of these slowly, you'll see there's kind of a selection of things that you can pick from, and you just have to decide what you want and what you don't want. One of the things I highly recommend you turn off, you'll see none of mine are turned on, unless someone emails a tweet to me. But otherwise, I don't have any of the notifications.
Right, I don't either, because you'll be getting blips all day long.
Yeah, it'll drive you nuts. But outside of that, I will tell you that I pulled this up while we're getting ready to start up. If you want to start ads, just go to ads.twitter.com. And they'll walk you through sort of, pick your country and so forth and so on. It's very intuitive, pretty easy to set up. I don't do my wife does all the Twitter ads, so I don't run them through this particular account. So I'm not going to set up another one here, but it's very straightforward. It's not hard at all. And once you get it set up, if you're familiar with Facebook ads platform, it's got quite a few similarities to it. I mean, it's very similar anyway. You can pick your audience and targeting and how much you want to spend a day and all those kinds of things. So,
okay. So, getting back to, I'm a brand new agent. Yep. I want to set up my profile, and can you show us, I know, I'm a new agent, if I have no followers and maybe I want to find people to follow, how do I find people to follow? Like Myrtle Beach, can you do a search and show them how that's done?
Yeah. I'll show you just real easy. If you just
they can search for, before we do that too, how do they find out what their Twitter is when
their handle?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's whatever they type in when they do it. And
okay. So they create that at the sign in.
Yeah. And like you'll see mine's right there. Yeah.
I just checked my account. I've been on Twitter since 2008. So it's been a while. Yeah. And so I don't remember any of this when I set it up. So.
Yeah. So like if you type in the word Myrtle Beach up here, you'll see it says the top posts, and then live accounts, photos, videos, more options. So, you can kind of click through here and sort of look at people who are talking about Myrtle Beach. and using that word in their thing. These are accounts with the word Myrtle Beach in them.
Right.
These are
And you probably don't want to friend everybody. You know, you want to pick your,
yeah.
you know, the most, you know, I do the news stations. I think it's good to have them in there.
Yeah, and these are all
So,
photos that are
mhm,
posted, or at least tagged with the word Myrtle Beach in them. I
right.
guess this might be a recent one.
That
So
was just
this could be the
tonight.
flooding.
That was
Yeah, there he is. The good old
tonight.
Ed.
Yep.
Ed Piotrowski. He's
Yep.
he's.
There you go.
And then
So,
here's some videos that I guess are tagged for the same thing.
okay.
I pre-apologize if something pops up that we don't want to see, but oh, there's the storm. So these are all storm related, right? So.
For any of our listeners, if you have a question while we're talking, please put it in the chat box. We can see that and we'll be able to answer your question. So
Yeah. So that's, I mean, that's one way. And then you can kind of sift through and look for people that are of interest to you and have an interest in Myrtle Beach. And, you know, if as a realtor, you know, I don't know the exact percentage, but I know it's more than 50% of home sales here in Myrtle Beach are from people who don't live here. And
mhm.
so finding people who are talking about Myrtle Beach but aren't from here may be the audience that you want to focus on. And so as an example,
Would you use any hashtags in your search at all or no?
you could,
Mhm.
let's see. So I typed in moving Myrtle Beach, and that will grab anybody's writing. It'll grab, as long as those 3 words exist in what they
Mhm.
posted, it will grab it, right? So here it grabbed it as moving to Myrtle Beach. So I might be moving to Myrtle Beach. If I was in real estate or a rental person, if this person is interested in moving to Myrtle Beach, they're either going to need to rent a place or buy a place. I mean, or I guess they could be staying with somebody, but I mean, there's an option that that person might be a potential client, right? And here it grabbed it because the word moving storm, there's a storm moving in Myrtle Beach. So, you know, that one probably doesn't have as much pertinence to it, right? But if I look at all the storm pictures,
Incredible. Yeah.
yeah. And then so movers needed, click live moving lead to small bedroom, 4,500 pounds, moving from new something Georgia to
Right.
Myrtle Beach. So here's somebody who's moving to Myrtle Beach that, you know, and again, I don't have a clue if they've got a place, don't have a place, but I've taught this and I'm a lot more in depth on how to use search terms to find people who are talking about what you're actually looking for. And moving is a very good one. Buying home, Myrtle
Right.
Beach, those terms, and just if you start playing around with it enough, you'll start finding that not every one of these is going to apply, but
Right.
some will. Like here's another one, possibly moving to Myrtle Beach at the end of October. The Chicago Cubs are moving. I might be moving to Myrtle Beach. I mean, moving to Myrtle Beach. I mean, these are
Yeah.
all potential. You know, I know you do a lot in the rental sector
Right.
now, and of
Mhm.
course also in home sales, buying and selling. These are all, you know, when you do move somewhere, you need a place to stay. You're either going to rent it or buy it or
Right.
do something, right? So they're all possible candidates, and that's one of the cool things with Twitter, that because it's a publicly searchable domain or publicly searchable content, so you can actually look and dig into the stream, so to speak. And so
Mhm.
you only really need to look at what you have an interest in. So like if you wanted to find Myrtle Beach real estate, people talking about that, you're going to find a lot of realtors all of a sudden, but there will also
Mhm.
be people who themselves here's like real tours. This is first one. You'll see a lot of familiar faces through here, and even us because we talk about it, right? And
Right.
then down here, the live, if you go through here, you're going to see, you know, posts from, you're going to recognize some realtors in here, but there'll occasionally be a person here who's talking about real estate too, right? So if you pay attention in here, you might find that person who's talking about Myrtle Beach real estate. Most of these so far, I'm just going really quick, but most of these
Oh,
just look like
realtors, yeah.
realtors. But like that's where the moving to or the buying a home in Myrtle Beach, those kinds of
Right.
things might be a little bit better for you. But there was our QFF. I added a video to YouTube playlist. Oh yeah, and I posted about it. So there you go. See, did that the other day. A couple of other posts. Here's a bunch of our other QFFs, right? So anyway, these are all things that will help you be found because somebody sees your face on the video. They go, oh, who's this
Right.
Sue Lucas? So what does she do? That kind of stuff, right? So
Right.
those are different ways that you can build your audience. And all I would recommend, though, is obviously if this was a stranger and they said they're moving to Myrtle Beach, if the first thing I send to them, or if I send them a reply, and I go, hey, you're moving to Myrtle Beach, I'm a realtor, and
Yeah, right.
and I start
That,
selling, that's not,
yeah,
these channels are meant to be social. So I would
right.
highly recommend you start with something social. I'll give you an example. When I was doing this aggressively a couple of years ago, one of the things I had, actually, let me rephrase that. One of the things I learned to be very careful about was if it was a female, in almost every single post, like, so let's say I saw somebody saying they're moving to Myrtle Beach and they happen to be a female, and they would say, I'm so excited, we're going to be moving to Myrtle Beach in 6 months or something like that. And when I would reply back, an example of a first reply would be, I would go, congratulations, it was the best decision my wife and I made when we did this. At the time, I was saying 3 years ago, and it was
Right,
the best
right.
decision. We wish you all the luck. And if they started to connect with me, sometimes they would reply to that because that was a nice thing to say. It wasn't
Exactly.
creepy, and it certainly wasn't salesy.
Yeah,
But it was honest, and it was a real thing. And
right.
I would get responses from quite a few of those kinds of discussions. And then once the discussion started, they'd be looking at what my thing said and vice versa.
Well,
And
then
then
it opens up to when you
yeah,
start talking, oh, by the way, I'm thinking about buying. Oh, but really, I'm a realtor,
yeah,
so yeah, I
yep,
would not, yeah, I agree. You want to definitely be social first. So that's why so many people on Facebook aren't really utilizing it because all they're doing is put their listings out there and it's not going to work all the time. So
that's right. Yeah,
got to have a little bit more social stuff in there. So,
yep.
okay. So, Twitter, again, that's just really a social, interactive, right away kind of thing. Main difference, what do you think the main difference from Facebook to Twitter is? Why would you use one over another?
Um,
I mean, I like Facebook. I think I've been on both of them about the same time. So,
yeah,
uh,
I think Facebook is, I'm trying to think of the easiest way to describe the difference. If you're really involved in a particular subject, Twitter can sometimes be a really cool place to be because there'll be so many people can be talking about that particular topic, and if you really
mhm,
focused on this one topic, it's kind of a neat environment. Like a lot of the movie stars and stuff like that will get these unbelievable texting things going on where whether they're there or not there at that moment in
mhm,
time, like their fans are just having discussions about whatever happened. Like I'm not into any of that, but just as an example,
right,
it's those kind of really focused, engaged topics like that kind of thing are interesting areas that you can have a discussion about,
right.
and then you try and find the angles that work with real estate.
Mhm,
Whereas Facebook, most people are just really familiar with it. Facebook has that, means to really kind of connect with your friends, and so does Twitter. But it's just kind of I use Twitter more as a research. I find what I want and then I engage. Whereas on Facebook, I'm kind of connected to who I want to be connected to, and I still search and find people, but it's not the same. I don't know
yeah, no,
quite how
no,
to
yeah,
describe that.
yeah, right. It's a
They're
little, yeah,
different. There's no question they're different. But I
right.
will tell you, with the exception of well, until Twitter ads came out and Google got back in love with Twitter, I was I didn't fall out of love with Twitter, but I was strictly using it for the research, and we were getting leads from it, and it was very effective. But that was the only way I was kind of using it. I kind of stopped posting to it because I didn't really need to. But now with the ad platform and the fact that Google's back in with them, I highly recommend, if you have time, if you cannot properly support the channel you create, then I would not sit and create one and pretend that you can. And then I would just use the ads platform and or the example I showed about searching and connecting and just having a focused period of time where you're doing you're trying to build some leads. Otherwise, that's how I would use Twitter now.
Right. And I guess Twitter is a little different. That Twitter, you could just follow somebody. You don't have to be, somebody doesn't have to accept you, so to speak, you know?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So you could just click on somebody and follow them. So that makes it nice, sort of like, so it's just interesting, two different things. I just think that I like both platforms for different reasons myself.
Me too.
And I find Facebook more fun. I mean, I think there's just more things you can do with Facebook. So
yeah, I would
they're
totally
both valuable tools in the real estate field for sure.
I would totally agree. In fact, I know there are people who would argue that, but for me and the way I use the tools, Facebook definitely is a more fun platform to be a part of for me, and Twitter is a very business platform for me,
Right.
but a good one. And once we have the Twitter ad stuff dialed in, I'll definitely bring some of that to this and even to some of the classes we do at the CCAR. So
cool.
It's pretty neat.
Just following up with all this social media, one of the things that we were talking about too is what we use to help get messages out quicker and easier without having to go to each page, like go to Facebook or that. And I use Hootsuite.
Right.
And I've used something called Buffer. And both tools are where you would log into Hootsuite and enter your information, and then it goes out to Facebook and all that. You can just connect all those. Buffer is the same. Buffer is the kind of thing where it's an icon or an app you download, and then when you see something you want to add to your buffer, just think of the word what a buffer is. You know, it's time basically, and you can set it up to do it every 3 hours, whatever, and you can just fill it up. So you can set it up and it'll buffer. It'll send it out automatically on the times that you've sent it out. So that's another way when I was talking about, getting things scheduled. If I've got a bunch of stuff I want to do out, you don't want to put everything out all at once because they're not going to read it all. So schedule out, do it at, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever. So we'll do 939 every 6 hours. So those are great tools. Hootsuite, I think, and I'm trying to remember now, I don't have it open. I think you can have up to 5 Facebook page accounts on there for free. So I don't know if that's changed. Have you, do you use Hootsuite or no?
I used to. I haven't used it for quite a while now.
Okay.
It's over a year. I liked it a lot, and I think I might have mentioned this before. I have no proof of this, but I just started getting the feeling that some of the posts weren't getting the same reach, especially on Facebook.
Right, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, that I thought they should. It was almost like because they came via Hootsuite that they recognized it was coming via Hootsuite and it wasn't getting through. And then I found the same with Buffer. But that being said, if you just need something that can get the posts out there, for us, we went the kind of the more expensive route. We just hired a team of people to do it. So
there you go.
yeah. So then and we use those same people for our clients and stuff. So we're always trying to make sure that whatever we do put up, that they get as much reach as possible, and then they also then will engage. So that they do more than just sit there and post. Which I don't expect a realtor to sit there all day and do this stuff. I don't do it like that either. It's too much. So it's nice to have somebody that you can sort of push it off on. Yeah. But those tools are great. I mean, and there are other ones, and right now I don't have any other. I don't have any ones I necessarily recommend or not recommend. I mean, if there's if when you're watching this you have a tool that you love and you think it's just awesome, please write it in the comments. We're always looking for things that make life easier, and we try to share everything that works for us, and we'd love to have, you know, feedback from anybody if they've got something that they love, and so we can share it and learn from it ourselves. So there's absolutely, the one thing I think I've come to the decision or the conclusion of, Sue, is there is so much going on that it is impossible for any one person, even 5 people in a company, to keep up on every single new way of doing or a tool that can do it. Because I swear almost every week or couple times a week there's some tool I get that maybe it's a blogging tool or it's a posting tool, or, you know, that's just like, holy cow. I got, and the thing's only been out like 2 months, and all of a sudden it's like this unbelievable, like Periscope.
Well, usually if something's working for me, unless I don't really like it, I'm going to stick with it, you know, like Facebook, Twitter, all those. You know, the calendars that I use, you know, Gmail and things like that, you know, those are going to be with you for a while. We were just doing a class on your mobile briefcase and what to put in there, and those things may change, but basically, you know, the tools that you need are going to be the standard ones. And I think the same thing with social media is you're going to have things come and go, like the new one, like we talked about Periscope the other day. I don't know how long that'll actually be around. It's good right now. There's already a new one out. I think it's called Bam or Blam. It's a brand new one, but I think it's Bam or Blam or something like that. So I mean,
I'm sure there is.
I'm sure there's more stuff going to come out because they see the popularity of Periscope, you know. But will I jump and try another one? No, I'm happy with Periscope. So,
right.
You know, so I think that usually if you jump on with the front runners, it'll be okay. But so for those who want to try out those, I would recommend Hootsuite and Buffer. See what you like. Buffer is an easy way to go because you can download the little widget into your browser, and all you do is click on that, and the things will be in there. You set it up, and it really is a no-brainer to run that. So that could help with people wanting to post and not spend all day doing it. So, or like you said, hire. And I always just say, hire your kids. They know use this stuff better than we do. So
absolutely, I totally agree with that. You know, anywhere you can, if you want to invest in any business, real estate business, doesn't matter the business, and you're either going to do it yourself, or you're going to find a resource to do it for you. And you have to decide which parts you're going to do and which parts you aren't going to do. You know, if you got kids that are very apt at it and you can rely on them to do it consistently the way you want it done, go for it, man. I mean, you know, if you can do that, that's awesome. There's
well, some of the colleges too have interns that are actually the kids are going to learn computer and stuff like that. They're very well versed. So I mean, you could go and get a college kid too to help you with your real estate business.
Absolutely.
There's some realtors that can do that. But I think we're winding down to the 30 minutes here. So
hey, do you mind if I give them another quick look at how to find all of our stuff? Because if somebody watches this at a later time, I just want to make sure we cover it again real quick, and then maybe right after that we'll just do our goodbyes. What do you think?
That sounds good to me.
Awesome. Well, let me share the screen here real quick again, and I'll pull this up. I have it on. Let me know when you can see the YouTube channel.
Yep, we're there.
And you'll see I drew a line through the Fridays and put now Thursdays, and and so all of them are listed here. And if you go to the playlists, you'll see that there's 30 videos in there now, Miss Sue, all on different aspects of marketing and real estate in there. So that's where they are. And if you another place to go to get some of the information, if you go to mbuzz.com and you go, if you go down on the real estate tab, you go to QFF, and you come right in here. This is how you can get to the YouTube channel, if it's easier for you to remember, mbuzz.com. And then you scroll down. And by the way, this is where we'll update these links each week. And this is where you can click to say and register so you can attend the next one coming up next Thursday at 8 p.m. Here's where you can see all the past hangouts that we've done, and some more information and things like that down through here. So that's basically it for that's how you find us. And again, Sue Lucas is my partner in crime here, and love working with Sue. We do a lot of different things together with on these, and of course at the CCAR. So I'm always honored to work with you, Miss Sue. And
same here, a lot of fun. Yep,
yeah.
Enjoy it all the time. So, and again, for those of you that are joining us, if you have any topics you'd like us to talk about, you have issues you want to discuss, please put them there. I am going to paste in here real estate tech tips and training. That's my Facebook page. You can find me there. And also just look for Sue Lucas on Facebook and join me there as well. So I'm going to put that in the post. And Peter, if you want to put yours in there, that'll be good.
Yeah, let me, I should have pulled it up here. I'll just quickly share so people can see what the page looks like. It's kind of cool. So share. There is the real estate tech tips and training page.
Cool.
Right there. And what was the other?
Just my Sue Lucas. It's Sue.Lucas. Just my
where?
personal page.
Oh, on sorry. Oh, on Facebook.
On Facebook,
I'm sorry. Yeah. I should have. I can find that real easy.
There you go. So anybody has any questions at all, you can pop us a question in there, or Pierre's page. His personal page is Pierre Rattini, or the MB Buzz. mbuzz.com.
Yeah. And then if you don't know, if this is your first introduction to Miss Sue, if you can see where my mouse is there, it says Elvis. She is
in case I can't see
a teeny weeny little bit of an Elvis fan.
In case people haven't noticed, I'm in my home office, and sitting behind me is my whole, well, not my whole collection, but I am in my Elvis office. So everything drives everyone crazy. I have Elvis paraphernalia all over the place.
Oh, it's awesome. I love getting your birthday. I wish I had birthdays more often. I like getting the Elvis birthday songs.
Can you see my new case for my phone?
Oh, look at that.
It's one of those covers for the iPhone. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yay.
It is. It's Elvis.
So, and
awesome.
I got to show this to you, Pierre. Because these things are not, these are hard to find.
I bet.
Been searching, and I have my briefcase, my laptop case, my Elvis laptop case.
Well, you got to bring that to the CCR next time. You got to show that baby off.
I will. So those are my two new items, my new Elvis items.
Awesome. Well, at least the people know I'm not joking. We tell the truth here. She is a big Elvis fan.
Anybody that knows me already knows that. So,
well, you never know. Somebody might be new here and they're going, "Who's Sue Lucas?" Anyway, for me, I wanted to say thanks to everybody who attended. And if you're watching this recording, we hope to see you again next Thursday at 8 p.m. Sue, great working with you as always.
Same here. So we'll finish up next week with, I guess we're going to talk a little bit about LinkedIn. And then after that, we'll see what else we're going to talk about. But that'll be what we're discussing. So
sounds perfect. Thanks for mentioning that. And have a great rest of your evening.
You too. I just want to pop one link in here. I have the wrong link in there for my, there we go. The real estate tips and training. I don't know what that was up there. There you go. To the link. Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
Pierre, have a good, happy Labor Day weekend for you too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Take some time off and enjoy it, Yeah,
absolutely. You too. Enjoy.
I plan to. Have a good one.
You too, Sue. Bye. Bye, everyone.